I think we're gonna start talking about Mayhem. Probably talk about some of the achievement rewards. Go through those. Go through the rewards again. We'll go through some Godot updates recently. We'll get Volcron to let us know how everything's going. Maybe a little bit from Pablo as well. We've got a couple other talking points about what kind of stuff is going to be in the game and what may not make it into the game when it goes live. Then we've got to have a chat with our wonderful artist Todd, who everyone loves. We've got a Q&A after that, some leaks, and that's pretty much it. Let's get it started.
Cool. So just some bit of acknowledgement and reinforcement, right? I think the last week we've been seeing a lot of activity on Discord, a lot of information. We saw a lot of people talking about Dobra and all the cheating and all of that. Just want to say thanks a lot for that information, guys. We're still learning this. There are times when algorithms can't figure out stuff 100% of the times, right? So that's going on. And we've also heard the part about having a practice competition. I know that Michelle posted that information. So yeah, all of the rewarded competitions are actually starting a week later, just to make sure everyone has time to acclimatize, right? And anyway, having said that, let's just get into all of the Mayhem rewards and everything else. Is Kesara around? Yes, Nishan.
Hey
Go ahead.
everyone. I hope everyone's having just as amazing a Friday as I am. Let's go over the May Mayhem rewards. Like we announced the May Mayhem rewards in the last AMA, but there have been some small changes since then. Let me go over them. First, achievement awards, which were previously called milestone rewards. Let me go over all the rewards once again. The first achievement requires you to finish 10 trades in one game. I'll repeat, 10 trades in one game. And you have to connect Discord to your Gala account. Second, finish 50 trades in one game. Third, trade 10 of the meta craft. For example, in the last competition's meta, you would have traded 10 sushi boards for this achievement. Fourth, reach top 1200 in just one competition. Fifth, reach top 1200 in 7 competitions and top 800 in one. And finally, the sixth achievement, reach top 1200 in 10 competitions, top 800 in 3 competitions, and top 500 in one. Let me clarify a frequently asked questions. Like you have to connect Discord to your Gala account only for the first achievement. You can still get the remaining achievements without connecting to your Discord. Next, we have the referral rewards. You will get 25% of achievement rewards of anyone you have referred, even if you have referred them in the past. I know that is a frequently asked question. Finally, we have the loyalty rewards. You will get 25% bonus competition rewards if you played during May last year. And you will get 60% bonus rewards if you have played in May for the last 2 years. So that's all the rewards that we have planned for May Mayhem. Now I'll pass it back to Diablo.
Yay. So any questions around that? I know there were a lot of questions around, how would the referral rewards come in? Would that matter for just people who, start playing newly in the month of May? Does it include people from before? And any other questions around May Mayhem, please just post right now on at least the referral rewards. I have the answer. I know that uh, anyone referred till till all of May, including the past, do count for the referral rewards. But if you guys have any other questions, now's the time.
I did see one question yesterday. Somebody was asking when or how often we would be sending out any of the rewards for the achievement rewards, if we were going to do it like every once in a while or just like one big lump sum at the end, or how that was all going to work.
Let me take that one. So ideally, we are hoping that you'll get your rewards within 48 working hours, but it might take us up to 5 working days to get those achievement and any other rewards out. If there are any delays in the future, we will let people know in advance.
God, I see a few more questions, and thanks for that, Nishant. There's one game. Does that mean one day? I think it just means one town, like without you creating and destroying it, right? But Nishant, am I correct? That's
Uh,
what we all know, right?
yes, exactly. Like in one town, you have to do the 10 trades.
Right. Another question. Played in May last year on any server or just the competition server?
Any server. If you played during last May on any of the town style servers, you are qualified for the loyalty rewards.
Yes, another question. If I referred from last year, do I get paid the referral reward this year? Yes.
Yes, you do.
So any users that you've referred in the past, if they come in and get these achievement rewards, you get a percentage of that. So yes, the answer is yes.
So if any of your friends have stopped playing, you might want to ping them again.
Yeah, now's a really good time. Oh, I see one odd agent here. Um, well, we did say that the first competition is not going to be a rewarded competition, but we've got something to share. One odd agent steal the show.
All right. First of all, what's up, everyone? Glad it's Friday, AMA Day. So, as mentioned, May Mayhem is upon us. It's week one. And look, I personally think the first week is one of the most important ones. We got Godot, we got people, experience, new ones joining in. Let's do this right. So, what I think would be awesome is that for the first week, we have a participation NFT for everyone involved in May Mayhem. I'm going to drop this. I'm really excited. I know the community will be as well. So it's a commemorative, non-utility piece. But honestly, it's going to be so cool. I think you guys are going to be just as excited. Here we go. There it is. Some May Mayhem goodness. We got Nicole on your side. I personally love it, but I'm biased. Hopefully, you guys feel the same. And yeah, this is just as a symbol of May Mayhem being the best ever from week one to the last. I'm excited. I'll be with you guys in there in Discord. Let's go.
Wow, that's so cool.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful.
Well, this is one thing that I can earn for sure. So remember, guys, everyone, please remember to participate in that first competition, which should start on the second. Yeah, I mean, I can't not have this uh, cool art.
Todd, I'm gonna put you on the spot and ask you a question. What's your thought process when you come up with these brilliant designs? Because I know you shared what the case is gonna look like, but I had no idea the final piece was gonna be like this. It's incredible.
But that process, that is a rabbit hole, pretty much. And I've told this to other people. My mind is just never off. I constantly say I live, breathe, and eat Town Star, Gala, but it's true. As cheesy as it is, I personally am a gamer first, right? We with our eyes, so I think it's just important that things be aesthetically as clean, impactful as possible. And just one more note, I'm a middle child, so I'm naturally competitive. I think we have a ton of great projects here, spider tanks, everything happening, superior. But Townstar does it best. I will die on that hill. I will say it for everyone. We do it best. And that's what drives me. That's what motivates me. The community, the team, they're always hungry. Love it.
Love hearing it, man. Super dope.
Comstar does
Super.
do it best.
Totally. I just this funny thing Dubstep just posted. Can't wait for everyone to start asking what utility it has and how much it's worth. Oh, fun. Great. Thanks, Todd, for just sharing that. I think that was just super cool. And with TSG around the corner, I'll let you guys, Volcron and Pablo or Musashi, just give us more details on that. Volcron, you heard
What's
me?
up, guys?
Oh yeah, there you are.
Well, you named so many people, I was like, gosh, I don't want to step on anybody else's voice. Um, how would anybody be interested in hearing about some of the changes over the past week? Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
sweet. Um, well, of course, coming in hot for May Mayhem, we have a lot of work that on the back end that is pretty technical in nature, but also important to the players. We, for example, on server scaling, you think like, why is this nerd talking to me about server scaling? Well, the more players our servers can handle, the more money that frees up, right, for fun things like, redistributing Gala and NFTs and stuff back to people. So it's an important thing for us to do. And while it's not like necessarily user facing, it is a big part of it. So a ton of work has been going into server scaling and making sure that everybody's going to have a great experience connecting with no lag, no timeouts, things like that. Grokthis says, please nerd talk to me about server scaling. Yeah, so obviously, if you're in game dev or you're even adjacent or interested in it in any way, there's what you call like, memory pressure on your server, even on your game especially. There's things like frame rate. Some of you might not know this, but the server actually has a frame rate as well, even though it's not graphics. So you have to make sure your server's running fast enough not to just process the worlds for all the towns, but to distribute that information back to those towns and do all sorts of interesting things like analytics. So yeah, it's been an interesting week for that. We've been adding a ton of bug fixes, NFT placement issues, working on internal tools so Michelle can help people out when they get stuck. Thank you so much for working with Michelle on that and everybody being patient who's had their towns being quirky. We fixed a few bugs on that last night. And of course, the March and April store objects going in and doing more work for May content, tons of bug fixes. And that's all I can really, it's not really leak, but that's all I really feel comfortable sharing right now, unless anybody has any specific questions. I'm checking Discord. Okay, I don't really see any specific ones for our engineers here, so that's it for my update right now.
Got it. And I know that we have this cool thing called Hephaestus.
Yes.
I'll let you talk about that. Like, Pablo, go for it.
Sure. So we have a system called Festus, which is our over-the-air data update, right? So you know how in TSL right now you have to basically send a new client version and everything stops, and it's like a big change for players when we go and make that. We're trying to move away from that. We have a Festus, which is in the works, but I tested it last night, for example. Our QA team is hard at work testing competitions. So they needed, I don't know, 10 competitions in the day to open up and close one after the other, right? Like at the beginning of each hour, the competition appears, 5 minutes later, it opens, then it closes 45 minutes later, and then 10 minutes to check the leaderboards, stuff like that, every hour. So they say, oh, we need this. So I was like, okay, let me work on the Festus very quickly. And in 5 minutes, they had that deployed to our QA servers, right? So you could see one competition opening and closing after the other. So that's the kind of speed we're trying to get to making changes in the game. We're trying to control everything over the air, which will be important when when we eventually move to mobile, right? We want to get to mobile versions at some point, and then it's critical not to have client updates like we're having right now, but everything over the air. So it's pretty cool. It's working. It's improving every time, and it will make our lives better and everything faster for you. I hear a lot of. Oh, I think Bullcron left his mic
Oh,
open.
I'm so sorry. Talk.
I I was hearing a lot of clickety clack although I was talking. So yeah, that's a fastest update. We expect that also to be a standard for other games in the company down the line. So we're testing it in Godot, but yeah, hopefully more games will adopt that technology later.
Wow, so much coolness, so much info into what we're really building, what goes on behind the scenes. I did get a lot of questions while Kron and Pablo, you guys were speaking. So maybe I'll just go through some of them real quick. I think again, both of these, Nishant, you'd probably be able to answer best. I think one of the questions was, if you play on May 2nd, 2023, and achieve a rank of top 500, do you automatically reach the 1, 2, 3, and 6 achievements? Um, is that right? I go on.
Yes. Actually not. Like for example, the sixth achievement is that you have to get top 1200 in 10 competitions. So you would have to participate at least in 10 competitions. And as you mentioned, the first competition is not rewarded, so that will not count towards your achievements. But you can still get the first 3 achievements within the first week.
Got it. And the continuation to that question was, like, there are a bunch of ranks. If you ranked 799 in week 2, week 3, week 4, and so on, will someone complete their achievements? I mean, will that complete the achievements to get 6,300 Gala? Like, basically, they all ranked under 1,200 every week until the 10th week.
Sorry, I did not get that part.
Yeah, if I ranked under 800
Mhm.
every week until the 10th week, would I get 6,300 Gala?
You just have to rank in the top 500 once. So that all of that 10 weeks of top 800 will qualify you for the fifth achievement, but not the sixth. For that, you need one top 500.
Ooh, yeah, I totally forgot about that one. Great. I hope that answered that question. There are a bunch of other questions, which is around when will the open pack? Wow, I'm really struggling to read that. When open pack art NFT utility? Top Boy, would you want to take that?
Well, they've got the open packs. When it comes to utility, I think Pablo's going to have to take that one. I know it's on the priority list. We want to try to get it in the first week of launch for Godot, but Pablo, maybe you can speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, that's one. That one's on the plan. That's in our list for Godot launch.
Sweet.
We'll post an actual list and soon enough, and expect more NFTs to get added throughout next week. And if we keep needing to add more, next week. So it's a process. There are just a lot of NFTs, ghost cards, and stuff like that that we need to check. They're supposed to do very specific things, boosts. So we need our QA team to actually go and check them very thoroughly to make sure that they're working. So that's why probably skins will take a little longer than the base buildings and NFTs to get in. But we are planning for some of them to be in next week.
Got it. Thanks a lot, Pablo. And I think everyone was already quite excited seeing the first few NFTs. showing up in the game and being usable, yeah, it's just a matter of time, right? There are a few more questions there. Starting this competition, can we turn off computer, go somewhere else, and start playing again? And will the town run all the time without interruption?
Yeah,
Volkan, do you want to take that?
yeah, that one. So that one's still in testing. The code is done. We're pretty happy with it so far, but it's such an important part of, letting people play offline that we want to make sure it's 100%. It's like 98% right now. It needs more testing, so that won't come out. Yeah, so it won't be out this week, but it's an ongoing effort for sure.
Yeah, super soon. I think that'll be really exciting for people to test out and really use. And I think there's one other interesting question in this. What will happen to TSL? Not part of this list, but in general. So I think the idea is we'll probably still have it there, but not really use it for a bit. But we'd want everyone to transition into just playing TSG all the time. It's really not going to be helpful if you're still checking out TSL. All right. So Michelle, can we move on? Do you see any other questions that we
Oh
should
yeah, I
take
did
right
see
now?
one other question about the autocomplete, if it was going to stay on or if there was going to be a toggle for it or if we were going to turn it off in Godot.
I'll jump in and take that one. I think we want to just watch and kind of collect data for the first week, see how it's going. We know it's a different feeling to play, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we're letting the first week of competition go, just to kind of let people get used to it and see. Like everything, though, we're always looking, we're always evaluating. So, give it a try for those who haven't, and let's see how it feels and let's see how it looks. We know there's definitely a difference in gameplay. We'll see how that goes. Hey, and before we move on, gosh, I wish Dash Riprock would just ask a couple of questions. Just teasing, guys. He's got a list there. There's another couple of them in there I think we could talk about, or I'd be happy to talk about. Will you be updating the game once the competition starts? If so, will towns automatically start back on their own? Okran.
Oh yeah, I feel like we just talked about that, about the offline play.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
no, it's when we do an update of the game.
oh
So we do a new release of the game and drop it to players, right? We're going to be doing new releases all week, right?
updating the game once the competition starts, and if so, will towns automatically start back up? Start back up. I think by that you mean, are you going to be kicked out and reconnected and the client updated automatically? Can you clarify, Riprock, if that's what you mean?
It won't start the town over,
Yeah,
right? When
no,
you,
absolutely
yeah.
not. Yeah, we don't, we're, in all cases, we don't want to interfere with anybody's towns in the middle of competitions, for sure. And yeah, there will be continued releases. We do, to the best of our ability, we do daily releases, and that's not going to change once we go live. So, hopefully that answers the question.
Got it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I'm seeing just one more question, I think, before we start talking about some other interesting stuff. Will we have constant access to the game without it locking us out or not allowing us to get past the splash screen? So I think we've been hearing a lot of users being stuck on the splash screen, and when I say a lot, we're kind of thinking about it as like 20%. Of the users right now on the playtest. So that is something super important for us. We are trying to debug that, and it's on a higher priority. So no, you will not have this issue in the long run, but yes, we are on it.
Yeah, I could add more to that. Anything that stops people from playing the game at all is P1 on our side of things. So, yeah, do not worry.
Cool. Okay. I think a lot of folks were asking for the meta information, but just before that, I think we have some more cool art to share. And well, Sage, do you have access to the art to drop it on Discord?
I sure do. I sure do. Let me go ahead and start dropping that out there. Got some really cool stuff.
Ooh.
One of the things you guys have all heard me talk about previously is this idea of, performance, and that we're going to be growing the game board up much larger. And I had a conversation with someone last week, and they were asking, "Hey, we were talking about 64 by 64 game board size before, and you guys just divided the 16 by 16 grid into smaller spaces. That kind of doesn't feel like 64 by 64, right?" And one of the things I just want to say is, no, we are really looking at growing the whole game board. If it was still just the 16 by 16 squares, we have that ability to go up to 64 by 64 squares. And if you want to know kind of what that adds, just do the math yourself, and you can see, yeah, there's a lot of work there, right? There's a lot of cool expansion that we can do. And so I'm dropping in art there right now so you guys can take a look at it. And one of them there, the silo, you can look, originally had 287 tries. The new one has 988. We're working on, that's one of the things we're working on, because when we're making art look better, we also have to take into account better sometimes means more polygons or more triangles, depending on what the model is using. And we're being really, really careful because, there's nothing like, why go ahead and, increase your capacity and grow the game board if you're only going to bring the frame rate to its knees, right? So I shared that one there because you can see the challenge that we're facing. But one of the cool things that we're seeing as we get this new art done is that sometimes the updated art has less polygons than the original. And so I love that savings, because if we can chop 20, 25%, or even 30% off the number of polys, then that gives us more headroom for frame rate, which I know is absolutely critical. So there's the update for everybody. Oh yeah, but Volcron is here. It doesn't have to be square. Ooh, so everybody who's played some of the games I've made in the past, sometimes it's a nice rational kind of square extension, and other times it's new plots or areas of land that you can go to. So definitely it doesn't have to be square. I think Volcron, didn't you create a demo before where you had an L-shaped town
Yeah,
at one
yeah,
point?
we even put that in the AMA. It was pretty fun. I think there were
Yeah.
the starting one was like instead of the traditional 16 by 16, it was like 16 by 32, and then the bottom of the L came out for another 8 by 8, I think. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh, there's another question. Somebody just posted it, Delano PB, and some other people are asking, when will the art look like this? Right. We're sharing concept work. We're sharing work in progress. We're sharing stuff that will be coming soon. What we want to do is get the game out stable, playable, fun, make sure competitions work. Earnings, yeah, we'd like to get those turned on too. So we want to get all that in there and make it feel good. And then when we have enough, chunks of art or tranches of art, we'll just start releasing them out. So it's probably June before we start doing that. We'll see what happens. But we want to really make sure everything's rational and easy. So rather than changing like 3 or 4 things at once, we'll just save the art for a little bit later. But it's definitely coming, definitely coming. And the pressure is there. I mean, we got some good stuff, and man, it would be great to release it. So we'll figure it out and share with you guys when it's time for that. But that's a lot of great work. So Gina Bobina is doing the concept work, and you can see some of the concepts being updated, and you can look and say, man, why are there's so many versions of the same thing? We're doing some experimentation, right? And the new art's coming in from our outsourcing house, and it's going to just it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited about the art that Gina's doing, and the outsourcing house as well.
Yeah, and then to know that it actually looks better with lesser poly count, I mean, that's just amazing, if nothing else. It's super exciting, to be
That's
honest.
the skill. That's the skill of the modelers, right? So we've got, and I can't remember his Discord name, so I don't want to out him. But he was here before in our AMA, doing some, talked about doing modeling a little bit, or we talked about it for him. So there's a lot of skill there doing poly reduction. Poly reduction, just think about that as frame rate, speed. So, but super exciting.
Yeah, yeah. This AMA has been nothing short of exciting for me, at least, right? And there's still some more excitement to come, and I'm not able to contain it. So I'm going to just pass it on to Top Boy. Everyone's waiting for the meta information, right? What's the next meta details? Come on.
Diablo, the meta leaks are a little cheesy, so I might just have to skip it. I'm just messing.
No.
Uh, if people have been paying attention in the chat, and I know they have, I got outed this morning. You likely have an idea what's coming. This is something I know our players have wanted for some time. It's kind of a meme in the community. Uh, the meta craft for next week and the following week is going to be grilled shrimp pizza. That's right, pizza is finally coming to town. There's a bunch of new ingredients, new content coming in the game. The pizza is going to be crafted in an Italian restaurant, which is a brand new building. The meta craft amount, stars and cash, is going to be 45,000 stars, 200,000 cash. The ingredients, I see the chat buzzing. The ingredients for the shrimp pizza are 1 pizza base, 5 shrimp, and 3 energy. Now, base is obviously a new craft. It's also going to be crafted in the Italian restaurant. It requires 2 dough, 2 cheese, and 1 tomato paste. Obviously, cheese and tomato paste are also new. And so cheese is going to be crafted in the mixing tent. It'll require 2 milk, 1 rice vinegar, and the tomato paste is going to be sauced up in the sauce facility. It'll require rice vinegar, and it'll require three tomatoes. Obviously, there's shrimp and there's energy, which you guys are familiar with, but those are the overall crafts and some of the new buildings coming into the game. I know Farmer Michelle is going to put together a big announcement, as she always does, outlining all the changes, the stars, the crafts for stars, and the cash for all the new crafts going into the game. So that's some of the leaks for the meta. I know this morning I was being teased a little bit, and so I might have leaked that a little bit early for people that were in the chat. But I'm hoping you guys are gonna like this. I think from a design perspective, this is likely one of the harder metas to put together. The pizza base requires a lot of ingredients, a lot of crafts, 5 shrimp and 3 energy. You guys already know how difficult that is to put together. And so you'll see the stars and the cash amount, speak to that a little bit. I'm excited to see how this new design plays out and what the feedback is on it. But that's some of the leaks for the meta. Over to you, Diablo.
Wow. Wow. No, I think this one, at least the first, or this first Mayhem meta, the pizza meta, we've been speaking about it for such a long time. I think it was first dropped into Discord like a little more than a month ago. So a lot of expectations in this one, and wow, I'm actually super excited by this. Right, I'm looking forward to that in the text format as well. Just to do my math behind the scenes. Um, but yeah, I think there was some questions around when will it be in the game. Um, so I'll give you my answer, and maybe Top Boy you can add on to that. It'll be in the game for the first non-rewarded competition, which is in just a few days, like 4 days.
Yeah, so it'll be in for the practice week, and there's not going to be any rewards associated with that competition for the first week. In the following week, it'll be the same meta, so you guys will get plenty of chances to practice on Godot and get familiar with the meta and how to craft. So it should be fun. It'll give the people what they want. I know you guys have asked for a little bit more time to practice and put together metas, and I think that's exactly what you'll get here. And I hear people asking, I've never had a shrimp pizza before. I'm confused. Have people not had a shrimp pizza before? Because if they haven't, then I don't know. God help you.
I've never eaten a shrimp pizza before, but I would eat a shrimp pizza if I had one.
You don't.
I'm a
Once you go shrimp, you don't
vegetarian.
go back. I'm more of
I'm
a
a
shrimp pizza
vegetarian.
fan than a pineapple pizza, but that's just me.
Oh,
I saw a
wow.
lot of people asking what the biome and edge tiles would be for the first test week. Is it going to stay the same, be the forest with the one mountainside and all that, or are we going to change it up for the first test competition?
I think Musashi may be able to speak to that. I'm not exactly sure which biomes will be able to go in for the first week, or at least for the test week. Yeah, maybe Musashi, you can speak to that, or we might not have that information. We may need to share it in a little bit when we announce the meta information.
Yeah, so we're testing the surrounding super tiles right now. They look fine. So we have mountains. Well, there's desert forest. For the town biome, I think there are three already. So we have options right now. We'll discuss it with the team to figure out what will be the actual setup. As you know, in the current version of the game, everyone will get this exact same setup, removing land rush. So, and the expectation later on is to keep adding to that system so we can have some modifications, some changes. You can re-roll some of those things when you get into a new town, and so on. But in the first duration, everyone will get the exact same town. So is keep waiting for our release, the information, official version for the meta that will probably come in there.
Got it. Thanks for that information, Musashi. But does this meta also come with it any NFTs? Top why do you have that information that you can share now, or is that going to come next week?
I do. We do have a sale next week. It's not going to be on Monday, our usual cadence. This will be on Friday, closer to the end of the week and the start of the real competition with the rewards. This one's a little exciting. I hesitate to almost mention it because it's quite an exclusive NFT. Um, it'll be Friday, May 5th, and this is going to be another diamond utility. We know our players are familiar with what diamond utility is. It's within the legendary bucket. It's going to be a diamond charge station. Yeah, you guys heard it correctly. It'll be extremely limited in quantity. Only 100 of them will ever be sold. And the utility on it is when it's placed, it'll actually double the proximity radius on all the passively producing energy objects in the game. So that includes the NFTs and the in game objects. On top of that, it'll have its own passive ability at 2 radius. So quite a powerful NFT. Anybody that has tried to craft it energy before, they recognize how much of a pain it is to try to do so. So this is quite an exclusive, expensive NFT. It'll be discounted by 10% for the first 48 hours. It'll be priced at $900, and there will be 100 of them that will ever be sold. Again, as usual, it'll be purchasable in Gala, in town, or in CC. And this is going to go on sale next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, or 11 a.m. Sorry, Eastern Time, or what Pacific Time. The whole time zone stuff has me confused. It'll be 11 a.m. Pacific Time.
Wow, I can see Discord just going really crazy. Well, is it because it's exclusive? Is it because of the price? Is it because of the diamond utility? Oh my God, so many things on this one, which make it really cool and exciting, right? But yeah, we'll wait for next Friday to actually see it on the store. I'm still just reading stuff on Discord. Um, well, any questions? Well, people are all talking about the pricing there. Um,
I did see one other question about the first competition. Someone was wondering what the trade time would be for the depots and the gas requirement. I don't know if we have that settled yet, if we want to wait until the announcement, which I'm probably going to put out relatively soon.
Yeah, I think we should have it by that time. Top Bike, do you speak about that? I don't think we're changing anything there, right?
I think I can answer that one. I believe most likely the numbers would be you would require one gas and it will be 80 seconds. But expect that to change very soon.
Ooh, I see what you did there. Great. So awesome. Lot of information. Um, I think we still have some more questions. I think Discord's just really blowing up. It's hard to keep track of some more questions, but guys, if you have a few last questions, I think we can take that before we call this one a wrap and get back to really launching TSG.
I had one other question that I had planned. It's will there be a monthly storage NFT for the month of May, and will that require Godot playing and not Townstar Live playing?
I have the answer for that, but I'm open to anyone else speaking about it as well. The answer is yes and yes. Right? Top boy, go ahead.
I was gonna say May is already packed with quite a few rewards, and so I needed a little bit of time to think about it. But if you say yes, then they'll be getting
Oh
rewarded.
no! Oh no! Oh no! Won't I get that? Okay. But yeah, we should have that detail and post that in the announcements as well. But I know that at least with the May Mayhem rewards, it's quite action packed, and at least I can't miss even a single competition. Well, I guess I can miss one, but I just can't miss more than that. So, yeah, keep playing anyway. Even the first competition, I'm really excited by that art that Todd Agent shared or Todd Jim shared, and so let's keep that going. Any other
Another
questions,
I
Michelle?
have, yep, I have another question. It's will the casual play area in Godot always be a vanilla meta?
I don't have the answer for that one yet.
That sounds like a Musashi question.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I was dealing with the team. What was the question?
Will the casual play area in Townstar Godot always be a vanilla meta?
So that's the plan eventually. What you'll see right now is that it will have the data for the competition for the shrimp meta, shrimp pizza meta first, right? Eventually, we'll separate the two so that people can ease into the game by going to sandbox world. Like, what is this game about? Oh, I get it. There's this, and that, and not be worrying about changing metas and changing values. But at least for the first iterations, it's going to be the same as the current competition or just later competition.
Awesome. The only other question I had was about fast forwarding, but I believed we already talked about it. We said it might not be live the first week, but should be live the second week. We had some testing to do next week. I think that's the only other question I had.
Wow, that's great. I think a lot of questions. This AMA was quite action packed, I should say, and I think that's a wrap for this AMA. And I still want to say all of the information that we get from you all in the community, is super helpful for us. While you might feel like there's nobody responding for a bit here and there, it doesn't mean we're not listening. Sometimes it takes us a while to process this information. There's a bunch of things that we're working on, but again, super useful community. Thank you all, and I'm really looking forward to some cool new videos from Dubstep on TSG. But yeah, thanks everyone. That's it for the AMA. Thank you all.